What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Two-time world champion Gervonta Tank Davis, who holds the regular version of the WBA titles in the junior welterweight and the lightweight divisions. He was on tap to take on #1 contender in the lightweight division for his WBA title, regular version of it. By the way, they're going to be getting rid of these regular titles. WBA is on a warpath to get rid of these regular titles and these secondary belts and have one name, one face, one champion, as Deontay Wilder aspired to be and still aspires to be to this day. And they're looking to do that, and hopefully they'll have that done by the end of 2022. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But we got breaking news. P's and Q's keep me in new shoes. That's old school LL. Y'all know nothing about that. But Gervonta, who attracts the hip-hop crowd, new school hip-hop crowd. In fact, you know, he did a show over there in Atlanta, Georgia, a.k.a. the ATL, when he stopped, dropped, and popped Mario Barrios from San Antonio, Texas, a.k.a. the Alamo City. He's going to be looking to get back in the ring. His opponent was supposed to be Rolando Rolly on the river. Yo, Rolly is in some trouble right now. He's going to have to take care of his business, man. Some personal issues going down with him, as multiple women have accused him of sexual assaults. That's nothing to play with. That's nothing to basically downplay. You know, hopefully they'll have, you know, Roller have his day in court. The women that accuse him of these serious crimes will have their day in court, and things will get handled, and justice will be served. But with that being said, Gervonta Tank Davis had to find a new dance partner, had to find a new opponent, a replacement guy. Now, a name that's been getting a lot of headline news here in the last, 48 hours has been JoJo Diaz. Ooh, yeah. Lately, I had a strangest feeling. Old JoJo from California, West Coast. You know, that fight's going to take place in Los Angeles, California, in the Staples Center. That's going to be the venue, December 5th on Showtime pay-per-view. You know, a lot of people was like, man, how you going to steal Devin the Dream Haney's opponent? As Devin the Dream Haney has been trying to lock down JoJo Diaz as opponent for his fight on December 4th. Eddie Hearn, who's representing him, it said has been leaking in the media that he's offered JoJo Diaz more than he was going to get in the Ryan Garcia fight that fell by the wayside due to Ryan Garcia suffering another injury. Yeah, this is a physical injury, not a mental injury that took him out of boxing before then. So, with all that being said, a lot of people thought that was going to be the case, but that's not going to be the case, because the problem is people don't understand. It's about money. If it ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. JoJo Diaz is too expensive for Gervonta Tank Davis. So you got to understand, Gervonta Tank Davis, he pretty much guaranteed to make at least $5 million. That's what he made on his last fight, and he's not going to take a penny less in this fight. So for him to be making $5 million, that's not what it's going to be his guaranteed minimum. But when you look at his guarantee plus the pay-per-view buys they expect to do, and they expect to do at least 200,000 pay-per-view buys, he's going to get around $5 million. So if that's the case, his opponent's not going to get no $2 million that JoJo Diaz is going to get to fight Devin Dream Haney. That's at least what Eddie Hearn has been leaking to the media. But at first he said he matched the offer from Ryan Garcia, which was $1.5 million. Now he's saying he exceeded that offer, so we will assume that that's around in the neighborhood of $2 million. And based on Gervonta Tank Davis's last opponent, Mario Barrios, he made $500,000 to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, and that's about the ballpark that Rolando Roller Romero was getting for that fight. So they're not going to bring in a guy like a JoJo Diaz who holds a belt, an interim version of a belt, but guy's been in there with big names. Tevin Farmer, he's fought Gary Russell. You know, he's coming off a big win over Javier Fortuna. You know, he's making. He's a guy that, you know, before he gets in the ring, he's expecting to make at least $1 million plus when he enters that square circle. So they're not gonna be able to afford him. So I don't know why his name was leaked and people were thinking that he was gonna be the fighter. They're gonna bring in a guy that's gonna make around what Mario Barrios made, and that's why when they mentioned Isaac Cruz, sorry about that. I'm talking about Isaac Cruz, the Hall of Fame wide receiver from the greatest show on turf, St. Louis Rams, but I'm talking about Isaac Cruz, who fights under the PBC banner, a lightweight contender, and a guy that fits the bill. And I mean fits the bill figuratively. He fits that bill. That $500,000, he'll gladly take that. That'll be a career high payday, and that's who they're gonna go with. That's who's gonna always be the opponent. Forget about these other names that were leaked. They also leaked Gary Russell, aka Mr. Gary Russell. He said, I'll be willing to come up from 126 pounds. But Gary's another guy. He's $1 million fighter. He's not fighting for anything less than $1 million. And he's gonna get in there with Tank. He's gonna want about $2 million probably at least. So he's out of the price range. So people keep leaking these guys. They gotta understand the business side of boxing, man. Gervonta Tank Davis is a clear A side. He's gonna get his $5 million. His opponent is gonna make around $500,000. That's what's gonna be the opponent. And when you look at the blueprint of Floyd Mayweather Jr. fighting these Latino fighters, when have been the last time Gervonta Tank Davis has fought African American fighter #1? Probably been his, probably was his first 5 fights of his career. He was fighting African American fighters. Since then, they've been using the Mayweather playbook, the Latino fighters. That's been the case, and that's gonna be the case this time. So Isaac Bruce, I keep messing his name up, Isaac Cruz, who's ranked highly in the WBC, will get their fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. The fight will take place December 5th in the Staples Center, Los Angeles, California. Hey, that's the breaking news. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. This should be a fight that don't go past 8 rounds. I'm looking for Gervonta to stop him aside 8 rounds. Isaac Cruz is a guy that's a solid fighter, but he's not great at anything. He's got decent power. He's a decent pressure boxer. He's got decent skills, but in all those 3 categories, Gervonta Tank Davis is much better than him. So I'm looking for Gervonta Tank Davis to take care of business and stop him aside 8 rounds. Now I'll break this fight down in depth in the days leading up to the fight, but right now, man, I look at this fight as a dominating fight for Gervonta Tank Davis. Basically a showcase fight for him, and hopefully after this fight, he'll be looking to get in there with the big names in and around 140 and 135 pounds. Let me know your thoughts about Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Isaac Cruz December 5th in Los Angeles, California. You like that opponent, or you wish he would get in there with Gary Russell, who, like I told you, is too expensive, or JoJo Diaz, who's a little bit too expensive, or maybe even a Devin the Dream Haney, who's too expensive. Let me know your thoughts, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.